Alright, today I'm gonna do my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Um, these are just my favorite. Doesn't matter about what you guys think, but comment if you like these videos. My fifth favorite video of all time is Psycho. Psycho is a absolute classic. Anthony Perkins is awesome as Norman Bates. Um, hit the inside of it. And it's one of Hitchcock's best. It isn't his best, but it's one of his best. You've gotta see this movie if you haven't. I don't know anyone who hasn't seen this film. Um, it's it's such a shocking film. It's a classic. Now my favorite Alfred Hitchcock film is next. That's Rear Window. This movie is probably the most suspenseful movie I've ever seen. There's no movie really like it. It's about a guy who spies on people and witnesses a murder. Um, so um, this movie stars Jimmy Stewart as the guy who's in a wheelchair and all he has to do is spy on the neighbors and he ends up witnessing a murder. And it gets pretty suspenseful after that. It, I always liked it. I always thought it was better than Psycho. I know everyone thinks Psycho's Hitchcock's best, but for me, it's Rear Window. Next is one that I don't think I've heard anyone talk bad about, and that's Back to the Future. Back to the Future is maybe one of the most liked films of all time, and there's no denying that here. Look at that. This is the 25th anniversary one. I love this film. This film is awesome. It's everything. But the thing is, people call it a comedy, and I don't consider it a comedy. It's barely funny. The real thing that I like is the fact that he goes back and he gets to see what his parents do as a kid. Um, Obviously, Michael J. Fox is great in that, and Christopher Lloyd. Um, that's what makes this movie good is that he gets to go back and see his parents as a kid. I never thought of it as um, a I never thought of it as a comedy. Next on my list is another old movie with Jimmy Stewart. It's a Wonderful Life. This movie is also very, very good. You've got to see this film, um, especially around the holidays. That's when it's the best. It's on NBC, I think. Every every Christmas Eve, what I see what the inside looks like here. It's a movie you've got to see at least once. Um, I always loved it. I always thought it was a great film. Um, and I've honestly never heard anyone say anything bad about it either. It's a great movie that you've got to see. If you haven't seen it, there's really nothing bad to say about this. Jimmy Stewart's good again. Great, awesome. It's his best acting performance. And my favorite movie of all time is the movie that it's like you either like it a lot or you hate it. That's Forrest Gump. I love this movie. I don't know what it is about it. I just like a story about a person who it's hard to explain this movie. There's really no story. It's his life, and his life is so great. It's just to me, it's the best movie ever made. It's got everything in it. This to me is actually more of a comedy than Back to the Future because there's so many funny parts, but it's also more of a drama than Back to the Future, and got got so many things um, that I just I mean Tom Hanks is perfect in this role. Tom Hanks is unbelievable in this role. He pulls it off. For one of the smartest guys in the world, he pulls off someone who's slow really, really well. Um, it did good in the Academy Awards, but for some reason people think it didn't deserve it. I don't believe so. I know that year there was Pulp Fiction, which I didn't like. Sorry. Um, I think the Shawshank Redemption was that year too. I love that movie, but it isn't my top five. So I think that definitely deserves Best Picture. And that is definitely my favorite movie of all time. So that's my top five favorite movies of all time. All right, that's it.